Good evening to you. I'm John Gray.
And I'm Ann Hughes. First on Fox, the Senate passed the bill this afternoon as expected, and then the president signed it into law shortly after that.
Now, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle and this whole issue are really quickly reacting to it. Fox 23's Tori Wells live in studio. Tori, our local lawmakers already talking about the future, aren't they?
You know, Ann and John, not much of a victory lap from anyone tonight. Many lawmakers, like our own, are explaining their decision to voters tonight. But more importantly, they're talking about what's next. A renewed focus on jobs and the second round of cuts that this law calls for at the end of the year. Without much fanfare at all, the president signed the debt deal into law, quietly, ending months of heated debate.
I want to thank the American people for keeping up the pressure on their elected officials to put politics aside and work together for the good of the country.
This debate has split our local lawmakers. Senator Chuck Schumer and Congressman Chris Gibbs voted yes.
Now Washington, the nation, the world can breathe a sigh of relief.
We had to reach an agreement to avert the crisis of potential default.
But Senator Kirsten Gillibrand and Congressman Tonko voted no.
Does it create jobs? How does it treat the middle class? And does it address programs that speak to the dignity of seniors? This failed the litmus test for me.
And this discussion is far from over. Part 2 of this plan kicks in at the end of the year, when Congress has to vote on a committee's plan to cut an additional $1.2 to $1.5 trillion.
What we need to do is move back to a balanced budget. We need to restore fiscal responsibility.
Congressman Tonko says at that point, everything, including Medicare, Social Security, and tax law, will be on the table.
It's time for us to really get smart about what we do, and we're just going to take it to the public and make certain that everyone's engaged in this exercise.
He says this whole debate has taken focus away from a high unemployment rate, many agreeing it's time to shift back.
The jobs issue won't have to play second fiddle to the deficit issue anymore, and that's what the American people want.
As for how this affects you, Social Security checks, Medicare benefits, military pay, they are all safe. Now, coming up tonight at 11, where our congressmen say you could see a difference right now. Live in the studio, Tori Wells, Fox 23 News.
Well, Senator Schumer was in favor of the bill. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand voted against it, saying in part, "I do not believe this proposal is a fair, well thought out or balanced deal for our fragile economy or the millions of middle-class families struggling to make ends meet." Be sure to stay with us both on air and online for more on the debt deal passed today on Capitol Hill.
New at 10.